Hello there guys, it's me and Stable Voltage. Welcome back to episode 11 of Civilization 5 playing as Poland. We're on Deity difficulty. In the last video we did manage to take a little bit of a chunk out of China. Unfortunately so did the Shoshone, which is just making them even stronger. I would like to maybe try and grab Beijing later on in the future. Our two biggest competitors right now is the Shoshone. They're mainly high in score because they just have a absolute ton of wonders. They've got loads of stuff down here. So it would be really nice if we could go and take their capital from them at some point and grab all of that lovely stuff. It does mean having to work our way up through them. One city at a time, though. We could potentially bottleneck them. We also need to make sure we do something about Brazil, because they're going to have a runaway victory if we don't deal with them. We may be able to go and take Rio from them with some ships, assuming that we can get around on the south coast, so that is something to consider. Now, just having a look at the tech, nobody else has actually taken rationalism so far, and we are getting a few declarations of friendships. It'd be really nice if we could get the porcelain tower. So we're going to finish printing press, but then instead of metallurgy, I'm going to rush into architecture as quickly as I can, and then we're going to go back into chemistry, I think, so we can potentially get ourselves some cannons and... well, we do want the winged hussar, I suppose. Do we want the cannons first? No, we probably... Let's do that. That one, that one, that one. We'll see how it goes. So let's go on to the next turn, because there's not an awful lot else that we can do right here. And there's Pedro with another wonder. It's still quite possible that China could turn on us, as well as the Shoshone. Hopefully, if they do attack us, we can deal with them. This is one of the reasons why I want to get my winged hussars out as quickly as possible. Someone did send me a message the other day and said, is it winged or winged? I think technically it's winged, but I think either is acceptable. I've always said winged. It makes more sense to me, but... World's Fair passes and arts funding passes, not particularly great. What would we like to do? We don't really want scholars in residence. Sciences funding could be useful. There's not a lot here that's all of that useful to me, really. We don't want cultural heritage sites, not a chance. Let's go for sciences funding. A few people will probably dislike that, but we'll give it a go. It will help people who are lower down catch up, but that's going to be me for most of the game, probably. So Taj Mahal is done. Now then, do we want to start working on the World's Fair? I guess we do. So we will World's Fair there after the workboat is done. What are we working on here? The Circus Maximus. I would like to get that finished, but we've got some happiness, so we'll go for the World's Fair first. And we're working on a workshop, which I think we can probably delay a little bit. So we'll just try and do enough to actually get the silver. The culture would be nice, but I don't think we're going to manage that. So we need 525. We'll get a free social policy, which will really stack up with what we're getting as Poland. So hopefully we'll be able to get that. And Rome's being kept happy. Looks like China is still at war with the Shoshone. See, look, they've done it again. 2 units within the city. They've got a trebuchet in there, and they had a, whatever these guys are called, the Chuck Who Knows or whatever. But, yeah, there was definitely 2 units that both fired from the city, and this is an issue that I pointed out on another video. This is something that the AI tends to do. It'll have 1 unit garrisoned in the city, it'll then build another unit, and it can actually fire both of them without having to move the stat unit first, which the player cannot do. Very, very annoying little cheaty thing that the AI can do there. How's this going then? We have put in... Oh, that's showing me the progress towards the circus. 2% completed, we've contributed 61. Okay. We'll be able to do a little bit more here. We don't need open borders with Brazil. As soon as VODs has finished the workboat, they will be working on it. And most people are quite happy with us. Chuko News, there we go. See, I'm really disappointed that the Shoshone got this city. I was just going to... Well, part of me wanted to keep it because of the gems. I don't really want to have to go to war with the Shoshone right now, but it'll probably happen at some point. Now, why did I build this workboat? Was it for one of these, or was it for... It was probably for this one, because we have so little food here. So I imagine that I would have wanted to upgrade this before anything else. Hopefully we are working that tile. We are. Also working a production tile. I think most of those tiles are fair. We're not working the university slot. We could go ahead and do that. We do lose a little bit of production, but we do gain a little bit of science at the same time. We just need to get it to grow now. At least it's down from like 43 turns to 8 turns, so that makes things a lot better. 1 turn until Krakow grows. 2 turns until Warsaw grows. So we are gaining. We do need to recover all of our trade routes as well. 2 turns and we'll get ourselves a great scientist, which we're really looking forward to. Hopefully we can start to push our religion out from our borders, so we're not being completely engulfed in China's religion. Borders have grown to a disappointingly useless tile. So, you have grown and you're now working a production-only tile. Let's go ahead and work this 2 food 1 production tile instead. 26 turns until you grow. It's a little bit slow, but I guess it'll do. Not an awful lot else we can do here. We are 14% completed, 205 out of the 525. I don't think we're going to win. Not gold, but as long as we can get silver, I will be happy. That's what I'm aiming for here. So China has made peace with one of the city-states. They are still at war with the Shoshone, though. I'll just let them keep beating up on each other for a while. While they're beating up on each other, it actually makes me a little bit safer. There's the great scientist. We could always try and go in and sneak Shanghai from behind them, but I'm not too sure how well that's going to work. Let's go take our great scientist. We might as well set up down here and construct an academy. And we will make sure that we are always working that slot. Steal a technology. We can grab astronomy or printing press. Well, we're only 1 turn away from finishing printing press, so we might as well grab astronomy. Unfortunately, it won't give us... well, it will give us observatories, but we can't do anything with them because we don't actually have any mountains that we can use, which is a bit unfortunate. You've finished working on... If you want to put a workboat there for me, I don't mind. It is my tile, after all. What are we going to do with this worker? We've got our cities connected up. Do we have these cities connected up, actually? No, we do not. I suppose that's probably a sensible thing for this worker to do. So let's go ahead and get you over here. We'll connect these 2 cities up and we'll get rid of the extra roads that we don't need. Or maybe we'll keep them. That road might be useful for attacking Beijing and Shanghai. Warsaw's actually grown, which is fine, because I think you're the guy we've just put on the academy. So, 16 turns, we'll get a great writer now. Printing press is almost done. I think the Leaning Tower's already gone, to be honest. I think the Shoshone managed to take that one. I was fairly certain somebody did. Maybe I'm incorrect. You want to continue buying salt from me. I only have 1 salt, apparently. So, I'm going to say no for now, and we'll sort that out on our turn. Why am I missing a salt? Did I get 1 stolen from me that I hadn't realised? Let's have a look at our resource list. Yeah, I've got 1 salt and 3 exports. So, that's saying I have a total of 4 salt. 1, 2, 3... Did I give that salt away to... Maybe I gave that away to force the Shoshone to go to war with China. Seems like that could have been it. Oh no, I was selling it for gold per turn, apparently. Not too sure. I don't have a spare one though, so can't really do anything about that. We'll go on to the next turn, because I don't really have a lot else that I can do right now. Would be nice to be able to take another city or two from China, but we really need to make sure that it's safe to do so. You still want to buy that salt off me? I do have a spare salt now, apparently. Well, okay, as we have a spare one, we'll keep selling it to you. If we can keep you happy for as long as possible, we will do. Because I really prefer it if you didn't attack me. And we've gained another tile there. Quite nice. It stops them expanding. But I would like to push my borders forwards if I can. Getting Beijing would certainly be useful. China's quite near the bottom of the score table. I don't think there's an awful lot to worry about with China. How are we going on with this? It's 34% completed with 427 through. So we will we'll wait until we've got enough to get silver. It is possible that we could potentially win this, but I don't think we will. You're going to build a road? I'll see what percentage it's on by the time I get to silver. And decide at that point whether it's worth carrying on or if I should just continue building other buildings. Because it might be a little bit... I don't have all that much culture anyway. What? Oh, there's acoustics. What is it? It is culture increased by 100% for 20 turns. And our culture's not all that high. So research agreement completed with Pedro. Our peace treaty with China is over. World's Fair update is now at 40%. 501 we're at now. We need 525. So we only need 24. Who does close to 24? You do 43. So we'll leave you to finish it. We'll get you working on the workshop. I don't think we're going to bother rushing for the workshop. Yeah, we'll do one more turn there. That's fine. Pedro, should we get that agreement back? Well, we are going to try and go for the porcelain tower, so if he will agree to it, and it appears he will. So let's go on to the next turn. Just going to keep my eye on China. That stupid map bug. Oh, there's China being grateful, even though we've attacked them and taken one of their cities from them. And they are trading with me. Looks like the Shoshone's about to take another city from them. The Shoshone are really going to blob out on this game. I think we need to try and get we either need to keep really, really friendly with the Shoshone and just try and beat them by rushing to a science victory, or managing to get everybody else to gang up and attack them. I think they're the only two ways we're potentially going to deal with the Shoshone right here. It is tempting to go for Beijing. The problem is, though, I'd have to go through Shanghai first because there's a lot of hills and stuff around here. Although if it looks like at any point the Shoshone are actually going to take Beijing, I will do my best to declare war on China and ninja it from underneath the Shoshone. It is losing a lot of health right now. If I do declare war on China, I've got to go for Shanghai first, though. And it's going to be a difficult one to take. We'll leave it for a couple of turns and we'll see what happens. So we finished that farm. Not really got an awful lot of useful stuff that we can do now. Definitely could do with some... Let's go and get some farms over on the floodplains up here that we can use for VODs. So hopefully keep it growing. 10 turns away from getting architecture. Actually probably less because we've got a research agreement with Isabella that ends in 8 turns. Do we have spare salt? It's not saying that we do. So I'm going to back up from that right now just to make sure we do have one. There we go. Salt to Isabella ended. Doesn't look like we were getting anything in return there, does it? Trade. No, I don't have a spare salt, apparently. So we'll leave that for now. That city's really getting low. The question is, though, will the Shoshone peace out, or will they continue to attack and try and go after Beijing? If they try and go after Beijing, I think we need to declare war. If they peace out, we probably leave it for a little while and then attack ourselves later on. Go for Shanghai first. You want to go to war with Isabella. Well, you're quite happy for you to do so, but leave me out of it. I think I actually gave that salt to Isabella to declare war on China, because I'm fairly certain that they were at war with them. The Shoshone have managed to take Nanjing, which is a little worrying. You guys build a farm. You guys continue to build the road. So what have you got left then, Shoshone? Do you have enough to try and attack Beijing? I'm more than willing to try and get a knight on the border and use it to rush in and ninja it if at all possible. Kept our border promise. That was with China. Don't care about that too much. That's a lot of units the Shoshone have right there. One of the reasons I want to take Beijing, not only is it a good city, but I don't really want the Shoshone to have it either. Declaration of friendship with Spain has ended. We'll definitely go and see if we can get that back. Yeah, brilliant. Okay. Unit needing orders. You're going to continue building a road. Still got a tile up there that we need to repair as well. Now then, I do have a knight up here. Let's get you a little bit closer so that you've got a potential way of grabbing that if possible. We'll move you into this tile. We could actually upgrade this guy to a musketman. We probably should upgrade these guys actually while we can afford to do it with any of them. We haven't got Gatling guns yet. Do we have any other guys? No. We can't upgrade you yet. That's fine then. We'll leave you there. We'll go on to the next turn. We'll see what the Shoshone start doing here. Apparently I've got spare salt now. If I'm going to give my salt to anybody, I'd prefer to give it to Spain where I can just sell it directly. Don't need open borders with you. So then, Shoshone, are you going to be able to do any damage? That's the question. Okay, so... wow, you've got a lot of units there. And Beijing is actually already taking damage. Interesting. So, let's go to Spain. She has a lot of money. So, you give me 360 gold for the salt. Fantastic, she's agreed to do that. So, do I potentially want to get a couple of units up here onto the front line so that we can potentially try and take Beijing? I'll be honest, I'm going to give it a go. If we get the opportunity to do it, I will do it. I'm just trying to move a few units forward so that we've got some extra firepower if we need to actually try and shoot it to do some extra damage. You can probably... in fact, we don't need you out there. You can go back in there for now. We'll save the money by having you garrisoned. Now, one thing we do have to be careful of is obviously there's a lot of Shoshone units in the way, and having them in the way is going to make it difficult for us to actually grab it. But they're probably going to get thinned out by the city's defences anyway, and knowing the AI, it's just going to throw loads of these units and try and face tank the damage from the city. So it's probably going to lose quite a few units. It's going to be one of China's trade routes. We were selling iron to you. We'll carry on doing that, I suppose. We don't need the extra iron right now. 5 turns away from getting this. Got to be careful now, because Shoshone's getting a lot of units in the way. He still hasn't done a huge amount of damage to the city, though. So that's not too bad. We do have 2-way open borders with Pocatello, so we could potentially move in and sit on this hill if he got his unit out of the way. So let's just sit there for the time being. Yeah, I'd love it if you actually moved some of your units out of the way. We'll move you up there. You can move into this city. I think we need to be playing more defensively anyway. Let's go on to the next turn and see what happens. I'd like that unit to get killed off, and then my musketman could actually get up onto that tile. So how much damage is the Shoshone going to do to Beijing? We don't need open borders. You're probably just trying to get that scout through, aren't you? Yeah. Oh, Quebec City's been captured by Spain. The Shoshone are moving in a lot more units. That's going to make it very, very difficult for me to try and run in and ninja something from them. So, what to do? I'm guessing we should probably declare war. Let's go and do that. We'll declare war. We do have a couple of trade routes going. They are all of China's trade routes, none of mine. So we'll do that. Obviously, I will lose some money because I do get money from that trade route, though we automatically plunder a couple of routes, so that's not bad. The Shoshone's also trading with us, so we're okay there. So we do want to try and get in and have a chance of being able to take this city. Problem we've got at the moment is that all of our units are, well, you're within range of this city, which is not ideal. Just trying to see if we can sneak around the back. The Shoshone have quite a few units here. We'll see if we can get in on this side, if at all possible. You can not reach anything. I think you just stay there for now. We'll put you on the road. It might give you a better chance of moving up later on. Guess you guys can move up in case you're needed. And just go on to alert. Right, on to the next turn. We'll just do this one final turn before we end the video. Oh, would you look at that? China have a great musician. How quaint. So what we need to try and do is get this guy around so that we can nab the city. Assuming the Shoshone do enough damage to it. Are Spain at war with them as well? Spain are at war with them. We've got to be really careful here if we're going to have a chance of trying to capture this. The timing's got to be absolutely perfect. Beijing is taking a lot of damage. It's got a lot of health though. What have they just built in there that's made them so strong? Right, well okay, we've got our opportunity here. We definitely should move this guy in so that he is directly next to the city. It would be nice if we could do a little bit of damage to it. Unfortunately, we don't really have that many people we can get close. We can get a crossbowman up onto the hill there. We could potentially move this guy around. It's a little bit dangerous because he's within range of Shanghai, although the AI does seem to be targeting on the Shoshone right now, which may not be terrible. We will see if we can grab it. I just don't know how much damage the AI is going to be able to put out. So, with that in mind, we will actually do one more turn, because I'd like to see how this is going to resolve before I end the video. I don't want to leave you on too much of a cliffhanger, as much as it might be useful for getting you to come back and watch in the next video. As expected, China was going to bombard the Shoshone unit there. So hopefully the Shoshone can do enough damage to get it right down into the red, but not enough damage to actually capture it. That would be ideal if we could manage that. Spain are going to throw their units at it as well. There we go. The Shoshone are actually firing at Beijing. Now, they shouldn't have enough to take it. They have done some damage to it. Okay, so... we were second. Oh, I forgot to stop my capital doing it. I only should have left it on one turn. We could have won that if I'd have kept all my others doing it. Not that it matters. We're fine. Okay, architecture's done. We need to pick a free policy. 17% science from universities. Let's go and take that. We've got universities everywhere. That's good. Choose production. We have finished the workshop at our capital. Let's go ahead and work on the porcelain tower. It's going to take a while. That's not our capital. That's Krakow. So don't work on the porcelain tower. Instead, work on an amphitheatre. We're going to need one. What else do we need? Let's get a zoo for happiness. We're about to attempt to try and take a city. So, how much damage can we do to this? Not an awful lot. What about you? How much could you do? Again, not an awful lot, and you're going to do next to nothing. The problem that I've got is if I don't try and take it on this turn, there's a very, very good chance that the Shoshone will take it. Unfortunately, I just don't have enough units up here to be able to do enough damage to it. Could potentially move our general up here and get a bit more damage out of you. I definitely can't do enough damage to take it on this turn. Research agreement with Spain has completed. We can get another one of those going. So let's go and do that. Brilliant. So there's another research agreement. As for now, I think we're going to have to look at the next turn and see who takes it. I've got a feeling that somebody will grab it. I definitely can't do enough damage. I don't have enough units up here that can hit it on this turn. I can hit it with both of these guys. We would do approximately 12 damage with this guy. 15 damage with that guy. So there's 27. The city has 54 hit points. And that would only do 3 damage. So we've literally got to get its health on 0. So we will have to conclude that in the next video. Thanks a lot for watching, guys. I hope you're still enjoying Civilization 5 on Deity, and I'll see you guys next time. Until then, goodbye for now.